What is up, everybody? Dark Crush 17 here, bringing you guys Attack on Titan. Longly and patiently awaited for Chapter 51, titled Levi's Squad. I'm not going to give a summary because I feel like the video is going to be too long if I give a summary and my opinion. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go through the chapter giving my opinion on every single, well, my opinion on giving like not a brief summary, kind of like a brief summary with my opinion on every single little thing that happened throughout this chapter. Okay, first of all, I was kind of disappointed by the artwork in this chapter. I feel like it was a little bit rushed. For a 1 month waiting period, I feel like Mikasa, I didn't even recognize her at first. Some characters, I was like, who is that? Freaking Erwin. I didn't even know who the hell he was. He just looked like a hairier version of fucking some random dude. Like, Hanji, she was like weird. Like, I feel like she was skinnier, like, I don't know, like thinner than usual. The artwork was a little bit disappointing in this chapter, however, I think it compensates because because when I took a graphic novel course and I learned in that course that oftentimes the artwork usually speaks for itself, or the artwork is usually poor. Like, this is how it is. Usually the artwork is really good and the writing is a little poorer. And sometimes the writing is better, a lot better, while the artwork is a little poorer. In this particular chapter, I have a feeling that the artwork was a little poorer and less focused on. And the writing, because there was a lot of stuff being said and a lot of foreshadowing and a lot of setup and a lot of talking and analyzing and so on and so forth, there was a lot of writing. So I feel like Isayama in this chapter focused more on writing than he did on artwork. So if this was the case, then I would be willing to forgive him on the terms of the artwork. That aside, it was a pretty good chapter setup wise, and it brought up some interesting theories, particularly the one that the Titans, regular Titans, could potentially be of human origin. Now, when I first heard this theory, obviously we're not sure. Like Hanji said that this is only a theory. We have nothing to prove that this is true yet. And while when I first read it, I instantly thought, no, it's impossible. After giving it some thought, I can see how it might be possible, but at the same time, I don't. Like, I can see slightly why, yes, but at the same time, no. Like, why yes is because if you think about it, where did the Titans come from? Like, did the Titans just come from a planet one day? Were they an experiment that went wrong? If so, who were the experimentees? Who were the victims of this experiment? Since they look similar to humans, they must be of human origins. So this is where the theory, in a sense, makes sense to me. If Hanji and Levi and so on believe that Titans, regular Titans, the dumb ones and so on and so forth, come from, human origin. And this is seen where we go to Connie's village and we find out that none of his family, like all his villagers are gone and there's not a trace of blood or a villager there. And then we find out that a Titan that was on his house could have potentially been his mother. And once they compared a picture of his mother, what she looked like, to the Titan, there was a very, very similar there was a very similar resemblance between the two, which probably means that that Connie's mother was indeed a Titan. The fact that everybody else in the village, in Connie's village, was not there at the time, they had like all disappeared, kind of hints to us that they indeed as well are Titans. But what's weird is Connie's mother, like I mentioned before, was a regular Titan. And regular Titans don't have any intelligence like Rainer or Annie, Eren, and so on. So it was a little bit... This is like the part of the theory to me that I lean more towards the no. Because usually human Titans have some form of intelligence. You know what I mean? Like Rainer, he was able to tell what was going on and so on and so forth. Like Berthold too, and Annie too, and Eren too. Like he can, like, they were able to, in a sense, know what they were doing. You know what I mean? Like, well, of course, Eren at first he didn't have much control, but later on he gained control. You know what I mean? So this I feel like was this I feel is what the basic human trait for a human Titan, for a Titan that turns into a human, needs to be. So that's my reasoning for like kind of disagreeing with this theory, but at the same time it may be possible. So now I'm again going to lean a bit more towards the no. I mean the no to the yes, why the theory could be true. If you take into consideration the fact that I personally believe that the Titans, the way the Titans came to be, was that they were an experiment long ago to benefit somehow the human race. I'm not sure yet how the possibility of turning into a Titan could help the human race, but whatever. What I believe is that considering that Connie's family village has been around for a long time, and considering that the other Titans have been around for over 100 years or whatever, and that only recently human or intelligent Titans have started to show up, this could probably hint to us that the first experiment in which they had was somewhat flawed. In other words, it gave humans the ability to turn into Titans, but not intelligent ones, but more so mindless eating machines that had lack of intelligence and only like one goal, to eat and to live on like feeding and like have no emotions, and like basically their humanity was erased, and all that's left is their like a mindless zombie, like Titan wanting to chew and eat and fucking all that shit. So that's one potential thing. Another potential thing for the yes side, why I believe. Now, again, to the no side, I'll come back to it because I just forgot it. So basically, in the end, Titans... So yeah, like I was saying, unintelligent Titans, which were the original experiment, may have been flawed. Now, because we only saw intelligent Titans at around Eren's time, like right now in the manga, let's say it's 6 years prior to where Eren is right now, where the story is taking place right now, because 6 years prior is when Eren was still a kid and the Colossal Titan Berthold attacked the village. The walls. And what I want to say about this is that the unintelligent Titans showed up many years prior. So it's highly possible that Grisha, which is Eren's father, developed or helped develop a more intelligent form of Titan formula, which he in turn injected into Eren to obviously have him be the hope of the human race. However, these only showed up many years later. Now, we can't exactly say that Berthold, Rainer, Annie got their abilities on day one. They have to have, like, on day one of, like, when Attack on Titan started. They have to have gotten it prior, because for this, from what we're seeing, they are planning to get Eren, and they need to do something. There is goals set in place for the Intelligent Titan group, other than Eren, and they are doing these things for a particular reason. We don't know. Maybe they're being held against their will. We don't know why. But I'm figuring that the reason they have certain goals set in place, this needed time in order to be prepared. Therefore, it's highly possible that they were turned into human titans prior to the story. And if I'm not mistaken, there is an Attack on Titan prologue, sort of, that happened, that explains what happens before Eren was kind of born and shit. I didn't read it yet, and I'm probably going to read it, but I don't know if that explains anything, but anyway, we'll see. Yeah, and anyways, so the fact that human titans only showed up later, could this mean that human titans, like, the formula got better? So is there actually hope for improving humanity? Is there a way to turn back the titans, the mindless titans, back to humans? We're not sure, because if you remember, Hanji mentions, and this is another supporting argument for why I believe no, the argument, why I believe no, that the theory that these were once humans, these mindless titans were once humans, is because although the titan looked like Connie's mother, it might have just, like, scanned a shape. Like, someone, for all you know, they all got kidnapped, they all got cloned and turned into titans. So we can't exactly pinpoint exactly why. Because another reason why, like, what George was going to say, is because when Hanji analyzed mindless titans, she cut open the back of their spine to see if there was any human inside. And no, we didn't find any human inside a mindless titan. A human is only located inside an intelligent titan. In other words, a titan that still has his conscious, technically, sort of, and so on. But at the same time, this can lean again to yes, because, excuse me, for all you know, the formula for creating an intelligent titan from a mindless titan to an intelligent titan was progressively got better as, like, scientists, I'm guessing, reformulated it and so on. So it is highly possible that the first formula for creating mindless titans actually disintegrated the body or destroyed the body completely. But at the same time, that wouldn't make any sense, because how is it that the villagers in Connie's village managed to go back to their human form? You know what I mean? So there's a lot of possible theories for either side, which, like, I'm already thinking of another one. Like, is it possible that as opposed to having their body stay inside their neck, that their whole body actually transforms into the titan? You know what I mean? And that, as opposed to human titans, as opposed to intelligent titans, where their weakness is at the back of the neck because that's where the actual human is being held, right? But mindless Titans, the reason it's the reason why the weakness is still at the back of the neck is because that's where the brain and the spinal cord meet, right? And if the brain and the spinal cord is shattered, the connection between the brain and the spinal cord shattered, the body can no longer move. It is permanently paralyzed and can potentially die. Well, will shortly after die. So that is basically the weakness of these Titans. But like I said, is it possible that the Titans, the mindless Titans, their actual body becomes the Titan itself? Or does their body disintegrate? Can they only transform into this Titan form once? And Connie mentions that at one point that they're traitors. And why is this? Is it because he says that they already knew about that they can turn into Titans, but that would imply that they had already turned into Titans once. You understand? But how did they do that? So, like, if technically, why wouldn't Connie's mother turn back? You know what I mean? Like, okay, fine, potentially because she would get arrested and questioned there, but like at the same time, we don't know. There is a shit ton, and it's really, really good. And this is why I love Attack on Titan. There is a lot of setup in Attack on Titan, in potential, like it keeps developing potential theories that, although might not necessarily make sense at first, could potentially mean something. Like, for example, the Ape Titan, right? Nobody knows, like, this Ape Titan is so freaking mysterious. He was the first Titan we saw that actually has some form of intelligence, I think. No, he wasn't. Technically, Eren and Annie were, but we didn't know at the time that Annie, anyway, so it doesn't really matter, but this Ape Titan seems a little bit more intelligent than the average Titan, and the fact that he could control Titans at night, when mindless Titans are only supposed to be able to walk around and function during the day because they feed on sunlight, right? Technically, their energy feeds on sunlight, like a photosynthesis. It's very, like, there's a lot of potential theories, and this chapter there was a lot of talking. However, it was a lot of analyzing and trying to depict. And I want to just clarify something. This review is exceptionally long because there's a lot of theories that I want to get through. A lot of people I read after reading, like, not reading reviews, but like after reading a couple of comments, a lot of people said that Erwin is evil. I would like to clarify this. Erwin is not evil. He's essentially willing to do anything to protect, to do for the greater good of humanity. In other words, yes, he is technically an extremist, but in certain cases, such as this in Attack on Titan, what's going on right now, sacrifices are necessary. Extremism is, in a sense, necessary because sacrifices are needed in order for the greater good. Yes, a lot of people died going to get Eren back. Yes, fucking he lost his arm. Yes, Hannes died. Yes, Levi lost his squad. Yes, and by the end of by this chapter, we realize that it looks like Levi and Hanji are hiding stuff from Erwin, and Erwin hiding stuff from them as well, because, like, it looked like when after Hanji made the comment about this theory that could potentially be true, but they're not sure yet, he kind of grinned. Now, is it because he knew? Or what does he know? Or is he just sadistic? I don't think he's sadistic, I'll be honest with you. I think he's got his own, like, I understand he's an extremist, and in a sense, what he needs, like, the Scouting Legion's leader needs to somewhat be of an extremist, because you have to remember that you cannot give a fuck what other people say about you. You have to do, and that's exactly what the kind of guy he is. He puts everything on the line for his goal, for their goal of saving humanity one day from this plague of Titans. So I want to clarify that for some people, that I do not believe that Erwin is a sadistic retard. No, he's just That's the way he is. An extremist is their goal is to essentially do the best they can in order to help. Like, I don't know if you ever guys played a game like on PS3 called not Injustice, Infamous. In this game, like with the electricity guy, remember Cole, whatever his name was. There's a part in the story where it explains. It's just a quick little derision to this little analogy. But there's a part in the story where the bad guy, I forgot his name now. He takes a group of doctors and he hangs them from a building. And he puts your girlfriend and he hangs her from a building. And he says, which would you rather save? The humans, the 10 whatever doctors that could save lives of millions of people, or your girlfriend? In other words, would you rather be selfish, or would you rather save others? He's doing everything he can to be as least amount selfish as possible. When he lost his arm, he even said that he was it was nothing for the amount of people that he sent into battle to get killed. Now, I think that his idea of like, oh, I'm going to go to hell is a little bit twisted. I don't believe he would go to hell because they all gave up their lives for the choice to save humanity. So it's not his fault. He's just basically the puppet master, the one who leads everyone into battle. Granted, you want to save as many lives as possible, but at the same time, it's very, very, very important to get to your goal. And because humans are in such a short leash in Attack on Titan, in the actual story, they cannot risk any more mistakes. So, as much as losing your life is losing the lives of fellow humans is tragic, Erwin believes that it is necessary, and Levi as well, Hanji as well, it is necessary, but not as much as Erwin, obviously. It is necessary for the saving of the human race. So I just wanted to clarify that. Now, let's get to the end of the chapter. Levi has no more squad, as we know, so he takes upon the 104th squad, the 104th group of trainees, which is basically Connie, Sasha, Browse, and so on and so forth, under his wing, and they become, Eren as well, Mikasa, Armin, and they become his next, they become his next squad. Why did Levi choose these people? Why did he choose them, of all people? And Krista, and so on and so forth. Like, I have a feeling it's because, well, one, Levi is the strongest soldier. So he would be able to protect, and it seems like he would be able to protect them all. And it seems like they all have some weird tie to the history of the Titans. Connie, Sasha, Krista, Ymir, Rainer. Look, just like think about it for a second. They all of Eren's class, graduating class, had some weird tie, some weird connection to these Titans. Krista, I don't know about, not Jean, Connie, Sasha, right? And so on. So it's possible that he wants to just either protect them or watch them. We don't know, because for all we know, at this point, Jean could betray everybody. We don't know. Because after the events that have been happening with Rainer, Berthold, Annie, and Ymir, and everyone's defection and betrayal, it could be that Krista or Jean or someone else can betray at any time now. We don't even know. Maybe even Sasha is going to betray us. I sure as hell hope not, because she's cool. But we don't know yet. You know what I mean? Now, I realize at the end of the chapter, after the end, there's a couple picture slides, colored slides, colored panels with Levi's former squad. And then after that, it's a picture of Levi's current squad, which is the 104, right? Could this potentially foreshadow that some or all the people in the squad will die, as did Levi's former squad? And if so, will it be to some kind of like ultimate Titan? Like it's even bigger of an obstacle that Annie was for Levi's former squad? We don't know. This is like, there was so much to see, like 25 minutes, and there was so much to discuss in this chapter. This is what I love about Attack on Titan. Now, before anything, I did a lot of reading before. I read the chapter twice. I read a couple comments to get some ideas on like what people thought, because I had my own thoughts. But like, you know, you want to analyze things and get people's opinion first, and then formulate your own opinion. And based on what I read, a couple comments, I came up with these couple of ideas for the potential future plot of Attack on Titan, Shingeki no Kyojin. So, what's going to happen next? We don't know. All I can say is that I can't wait for next week's chapter of Attack on Titan, baby. Keep it real, guys. Have yourselves a great week. No, not next week. Next month, unfortunately, sadly. But oh well. Keep it real, guys. Have yourselves a great rest of the week. I wish you guys good luck in your exams if you have any. If not, I'll see you guys in an extra month for the next review of Attack on Titan. Should be around like, my God, we're already December. Can you believe that? Summer's like freaking, my semester's almost over already. Wow. So anyways, guys, I really highly suggest you guys support Isayama and any other. I don't recommend Kishi and I don't recommend Kubo. Like, I wouldn't personally buy Bleach and Naruto anymore. Like, I have a bit of Naruto here, but this is only because this is my favorite volume of the whole Naruto series, is when Itachi fights Sasuke, because it's one of my favorite battles of all time, and Shippuden is my favorite battle. But this is one of the only reasons. Like, I started to collect Naruto, but then Tobito was revealed, and I wasn't too happy about that. So I don't collect Naruto anymore. So if you ask me if I collect Naruto, no, I don't. I collect One Piece. I have currently all the volumes of One Piece. And Attack on Titan, I do have all the volumes of Attack on Titan. Yes, I do. So these are the only two I'm going to collect so far, because they are worth purchasing and supporting the reader for. The only reason I bought this is because, like I said, it's one of my favorites in terms of battles. And because Itachi is just, well, Itachi. Come on, guys. It's a fucking guy. That's it for this week's Attack on Titan review. Like I said, I highly suggest you guys support Isayama. This is the first volume. Please, like, honest to God, support him. He is an excellent, excellent writer. And for all we know, if we support this guy enough, he'll manage, and he'll have the time, because I have a feeling that the reason he only posts chapters once a month, is because he's not used to yet being able to put things out every week. Maybe he's got another job other than this. Maybe the manga business isn't exactly paying him enough yet to leave his job, for example. So maybe that's why he only does it once a month. But if readers support him enough, he might be able to go full-time in his manga writing and continue writing Attack on Titan and potentially come out weekly. I read some rumors about that he can potentially start creating stuff after like getting a bit of practice, and obviously he's probably going to shorten his chapters. But I don't know. It's possible. It could be that he might, but at the same time, some of my friends speculate that Attack on Titan will not be will not be that long of an anime, of a manga. This is why he only has chapters come out once a month. Well, that's also possible, but I'll be honest with you guys, I really want to know what happens next. Like, I can't wait. This is one of my most anticipated chapters. One of my most anticipated mangas. Like, I can't wait. More than Naruto. I don't give a shit. More than Bleach, definitely. It's up there with One Piece. It's challenging One Piece, and One Piece is the pinnacle, the the father of manga right now. He is like One Piece is the champion, and he's competing and doing extremely well against One Piece. So please, guys, I really highly suggest you support him. I don't really endorse or try to support readers unless they pay me. But in this case, I really highly suggest you guys support Isayama because he's doing a great job with his stuff. And that's about it, guys. And honestly, that's about it. Rating? Come on, guys. Honestly, 9 out of 10. Like I said, there wasn't really much that I can complain about other than the art. But at the same time, it's understandable. Regardless, I feel like the chapter was a little bit rushed, or it could have been a little longer. But anyways, other than that, and also the ending was kind of weird. And if they could have clarified a little bit more stuff about that ending, it wasn't really exactly like if I go back here right now, the ending was basically like, hold on a sec. Yeah, Levi squad and and how Levi is like disappointed and that, and it ends like this: all things with form will one day what? Perish? Who knows? Anyways, guys, like that. Seriously, now that's it for me this week on Attack on Titan's chapter titled Levi Squad. Have yourselves a great rest of the week, and I'll see you guys next month. Take care, guys.